All right, so here's number one. Make sure we do everything to get all your 15 points, right? So the first thing is, I'll just put them in with letters. A, does this open up or down?
Down.
Down, right? Because my A value is a -1, right? My B value is -4, my C value is 3. For the second thing you have to answer is the axis of symmetry. And we're using this formula, x equals -b over 2a. So -b over 2a comes out to be 4 positive over -2. So x equals -2 is that answer. All right. So to start, I could start my graph if I wanted and draw a vertical line through -2. Okay? So that part is done. C is my vertex. I already have the x value of the vertex. I need to find the y value of the vertex. All right? Whatever I get for that axis of symmetry is the x value for my vertex. All right? And I just substitute in then. Okay? So -2 squared minus 4 times -2 plus 3. So in this situation, all right, you do the exponent first. So the -2 gets squared first, which is +4. But this negative sign out front changes it back to -4. -4 times the -2 is the +8. And then our +3. So -4 plus 8 is +4 plus 3 is 7. So -2, 7 is my vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right there, label it. Question. All right. D is the y-intercept. And the x value is always 0, but it's the c value. What's my c value? 3. So that's my y-intercept. So I label that point. 1, 2, 3 on the y-axis. All right. To get my third point, so I have 3 points to connect to make my parabola. Remember that axis of symmetry. All parabolas are symmetrical. So I'm 2 units to the right for the y-intercept. So I go 2 units straight across to the left for that third point, which is -4, 3. And then I draw my parabola. So that gets me all the points for my graph. Draw in my axis of symmetry, label my 3 points, and connect them. All right, so remember, this was a point, that's 2 points, that's 2 points, that's 2 points. This is 4 points. All right? So we also have to find domain and range and min or max value, right? Since it opens down, it is a max, right? And the maximum value is the y value of the vertex. So that's 7. All right, so that's 2 points. All right, and then the last 2 things is domain and range. Well, domain for all of these parabolas is what? All real numbers. Okay? And that's 2 parallel lines and then the R there, right? That represents all real numbers. That's our symbol. And then for range, remember that's our y values. Domain is our x values. Our y values. Since it's a max, it's less than or equal to. And again, it's the same answer as our max answer. It's the y value of the vertex. That's the largest y value we could have, is that 7. All the other y values will be below 7 down here. Does that make sense? Any questions? So there it is. 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 points. Okay? Tristan, you needed one of these, didn't you? Any questions? Wolf, you okay? All right. Get that right? Got everything that was supposed to be there? What's the max equal? 7. Yeah. So write that, make sure you write that. Okay? No questions. Good. You guys are so smart. All right, so here's the second one we had to do. So, open up or down? Down. Same reason, right? Our A value is -1. So, there's a point. All right? X equals -b over 2 times A. B is -6. And A is -1. So that's 6 over -2. So my axis of symmetry is x equals -3. So I can draw that line of symmetry in at -3. Okay? And then we're looking for the vertex. I already got my x value. To find my y value, substitute -3 in for x into our function. Okay, same thing happens here. -3 squared you do first, which is +9, but that negative out front turns it back to -9. -6 times -3 is a +18, and plus 5. So -9 plus 18 is a +9, plus 5 is +14. That's 2 to the path.
No.
All right, so graphing this, I'll go up here. We'll say that's 14 now. Goes off my graph paper a little bit, which is okay. That's not a problem. D, my y-intercept. Remember, that's always 0 something. What's my c value? 5, right? You guys okay, Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay. I know, they're hard to scoop. 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right here. So where's my other point? How do I get that third point? 3 left of that, right? So 1, 2, 3 to the left, straight across from that y-intercept, and that's -6, 5. So there is our parabola. All right. Is it a min or a max? It's a max again. What's the maximum value? 14, the y value of the vertex. Okay? Domain and range. What's the domain? That's representing what? Domain represents what? Or is? Which values? Yeah, but domain is which value? It's all real numbers, but the x values, right? Again, the reason being, as these arrows continue down, they get further and further apart, right? So this is our x-axis, right? Horizontal axis. So we can go as far left to negative infinity or as far right as we want positive infinity. Okay, that's why it's all real numbers. All right, our range, again, since it's a max, is y is less than or equal to, and what value is that again? 14, right. So remember, max and range are the same value, the y value of your vertex. Any questions at all? I'm expecting us to do really well on this tomorrow. How about you? Are you expecting yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions on that? All right, so for some more practice, I've got a couple Kahoots for us to do.